We're in the north orchard today, fenced in, protected from deer. Got about 10 inches of heavy snow on the ground. We'll start with the shorter tree first. This is my early apple tree. It's a red delicious rootstock, and it was grafted on to earlier bearing trees. So let me give a little walk around it so you can get a good shot of what it looks like. Got some good steady growth on the limbs, and you can see the little 1-inch long buds. Those are fruit buds. So I should get some fruit this year. I have the camera set on wide angle. Here we have two grafts here. 1 and 2 grafts there. One graft here. One graft there. One graft in the back, one big graft here. Now we're going to try and prune this tree so that it's a little more open-centered. We can pull some of these branches down in the springtime. Any crossing branches like this come out, even though it has fruit buds on it. I'm not going to prune it very heavily this year because I want it to bear fruit on the outer limbs, and then I want it to open up by itself. It's got a good long skinny limb growth, so that's weak wood, and that will bend down either artificially or by an apple load. I got 2 crossing branches up there. Okay, I see a little branch to cut. Okay, I need to cut this branch up here. Can't quite reach it with these pruners, so I need another pruner. I need a third hand is what I need. Oh, there's my third hand. There we go. That knee's going to kill me today. Well, this tree is about pruned, I think. It's fairly open. I want those upper limbs to kind of spread out, and I'll spread some of these limbs downward this year when it gets warmer out to open the tree up. Other than that, I think the tree is going pretty good. I'll bring this limb down like that. And back here is a red chief apple tree that I grafted over to actually the science I got from a seedling in mid-Michigan. I'm calling it Northwoods Early because it's a large apple, about 3.5 inches in diameter, grown from a seedling, well-spaced limbs, sweet but early. I don't have any early apples hardly, so I decided to save that seedling and put it on a tree that I absolutely despise. Red chief and red delicious, about the same. A red chief is a sport or a mutation of a red delicious. Notice 2 of my scions, these 2 did not grow. One of these did. Growing fine. All you need is 1 to take, so I usually put 2 or 3 on when I'm grafting, just in case the others don't take. This one over here Both scions died. I trimmed off these branches to give more, let the tree give more life and energy to the scions when they grow. So I pruned this tree way back. When you cut a tree back, it tends to leaf out all over. All the buds it has, it says, "Oh, I need more leaves," because the roots haven't changed size. The top feeds the roots feed the top, and if you cut back one, the other has to be cut back. If you cut back one too much, it will starve the other half of the tree. So I left one on here. This is the original red chief. I left one on to keep this branch alive, because next year I'm going to put another scion on here, and hopefully it'll take. I'll probably use the same seedling to top work that over. Got a little bit of frost or disease damage here, maybe bug damage, but you see the new growth is all nice and bright green, nice healthy tree. There in early June, the bugs come out with a vengeance, and they can sometimes hurt your trees quite a bit. And the frost, this curling I think was done more from frost damage when the leaves were very young. This graft took. I have the tape off it now. I don't know how close I can get into that, but you can see the split there in the old wood where the graft was put in. There's grafting wax to seal all the cracks, to make sure it doesn't dry out as it's trying to grow together. And there's still a little bit of the grafting tape on there to waterproof it. This one didn't work either. This graft didn't take. I don't know if I had one or two. Looks like I only had one. I was probably running out. This was grafted a little bit, one of the last trees, and the scions might not have been well wrapped. So that might be, they might have been dried out before I got them on the tree there, because it looks like the splice is good, but never can tell. So you have to take your lumps with grafting. Most of my grafts turned out, about 80 to 85% of them this year worked, and this tree had a not too good of a survival rate, but one here, that's good. One here worked. That's great. I'm happy. This tree, I should say, it looked like a bush about a month ago because it had all greened out and looked like a ball of green leaves. And now I thinned it back so that I could. I want to push the energy from the roots up to the new growth. Let's go to the Liberty tree. Liberty trees grow pretty good. They are fairly open already. They like to grow kind of vertical. This one is a little more outward spaced, a little more open center than most. But it looks pretty good. One of these inward growing branches, you can cut these out, or you can cut them back to a spur. I know by how this tree grew last year that it was pretty open though, and the sunlight got into most of it. This branch here is getting a little bit bushy. Notice how it's bushing out, greening up. It grows quite well every year, quite vigorous grower, and it had some apples on the older wood, 3-year-old wood. So that apple's a good inch and maybe an inch and a quarter. So it's growing away fine. And it'll put on, well, how much growth has it put on already? Let's see, about a foot on the top branches, almost a foot. So it's doing well. That's the North Orchard. My pears didn't fruit again this year. There's the Dayton tree. Our other grafting example, and the fortune behind it, and the McCowan. Back to our Northwoods our early apple tree. I expect a good apple load this year, and this tree will spread a bit more. I may end up having to take off the 3 lower limbs. No, that would unbalance it. You know, maybe the 2 smaller lower limbs. I think it looks fairly good. Make it point at you.
Okay. That's good.
That's good.
Now extend out your hand like this, not the other one, and then just this one, and then like hold it like this, and then we can like.
This is like that game Doom, you know, first person where you got like the clippers and it's like, ah, there's the zombie, ah.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, let me
Quick, switch weapons, ah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, now I'm gonna pull out my tree shearer and you'll go like this, and then I'll like give it to you, and we'll like cut that part out so it'll just like magically appear.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Well, I have 2 hands free. What I need is like 3 hands free. Oh, I'll have to have 1 hand in the screen, right? Okay, I gotta find a branch to cut first. This branch up here, can't quite reach it with these pruners, so I need another pruner. I need a 3rd hand is what I need. Oh, there's my 3rd hand.